Oh, what's going on? I put, oh my goodness. Yeah, I put taxes in the title, so I figured there'd be no one in the chat. How is everyone doing? Good morning. Good day to you, sir. Good afternoon. Feliz Navidad. Doesn't that mean Merry Christmas or something? A little dark in here. I'm a little cold. 1 second, please. Uno momento. I've been working on my Spanish. Nah, you just kind of are always working on your Spanish when you live in California. Muy poquito, gringo. That's about all of the 5 words. We got Retro in the freaking house. We got the Great Cheeseburger in the house. Neo, good morning. Neo in the house. Let's see. I have paid this IRS and collection of tax, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I know you're kidding, bro, but or if you're not kidding, don't say those things out loud. Yeah, bro. Listen to Retro. I recall always keep that shit to yourself. I mean, I'm going to tell you to pay taxes. And if you don't want to pay taxes, that's on you. You may get away with, and I'm not trying to single you out again. I think you're joking. I'm gonna choose to believe it's I'll tell you what, it's freaking hard to try and do your taxes right though. Like crypto, we need some right. I fear like the IRS might. There's just so many different situations. Yeah, bro. Taxes when you're like yield farming and playing games, pain in the ass. It's like there's so many different situations, and I feel like I'm overpaying, but the IRS could come in and say, oh, no, it's this, and that. And they can make the rules where it's almost, they could bankrupt you just these games, right? The way these games play. But to the Great Cheeseburger, who was it? It was someone on the Howard Stern show. I forget his name. There was Sal and this other dude that were like compadres for a long time. And this other, I forget who it was, but he like admitted on the air that he like wasn't paying his taxes or something. National radio broadcast, like stations. I mean, what? Yeah, that dude got clapped hard. Interestingly enough, so far one of the hardest parts I've had with my taxes this year is with my stock accounts. It has this, I'm using Intuit, and it has this thing where you can log into your stock account and it connects to Apex, and Apex pulls all your info. Well, so I have M1 Finance and 2 different Tastyworks accounts that are using that. And every single one of them, like every transaction, it says you have to fix it. That would take me hours upon hours. So hopefully that's just a bug that can get fixed, or I don't know. It's pretty frustrating because if I go in it, I'm not even sure how to fix it. I think everything about the transaction's right. It's just a little bug. But if I had to do that like 200 and some times, because you have to click in and then you have to go down, down, down. You got to click. And so it's like a 2 to 5 minute process per transaction. I'm just like, man. And then I'm paying the $199 option. And I've already mostly done my taxes. And then there's this $389 option that says, we'll do your taxes for you. And I'm like, I'm just going to pay $400 and make them fix it. But then they could say, no, your taxes look good. This is what you need to do. You just need to go fix this, and that. And then it's just an extra $200. Also, FYI, last year I bought Zen Ledger. If anyone's run across that, they're supposed to be able to handle Harmony One transactions. Their service sucks ass. Their support's the worst support I've ever seen on the planet. They got back to me once. They haven't gotten back to me since. They have a return policy. As long as you don't download your tax report, you'll get your money back. I asked for my money back like a month and a half ago. Crickets. So I would avoid that service at all costs. There's another one. I think Coinly. I need to do a little bit more research. There was another one that can do Harmony One, but it couldn't handle the wallet transfers. And I think that was something they were trying to get fixed. Things are definitely getting a lot better. By this time next year, I'm hoping it is a lot smoother. Yeah, we still need kind of some clarity It's a little rough. We'll have to see. And then what else? Was there anything else when it came to that? I mean, obviously you can just go pay to have someone do it for you, but they're gonna. I think Zenledger can connect you to some CPAs. The entry price was like $2,500, and but it's hourly based. So who the hell knows? I mean, I'm not a CPA, and so far I've spent about 5 hours on my taxes. So I feel like you could probably pay. I might still explore that. Just have them, do a once over, and maybe they could save me some money, or maybe it'll just be too expensive. And the other thing I'm looking to possibly do is just file an extension and give me an extra like 6 months. I mean, you still gotta technically, or not technically, you still pay what you think your expected taxes are, or you can at least make payments. So that's something I might explore too. I use Coinly. Mofo doesn't recognize like more than half the transact. Yeah. So you can summarize what you think. It's my understanding. I'm not a CPA. This is what Crime Crypto told me. I think he talked to a CPA or something. He said you can summarize everything, but if they come asking, you still kind of have to show them. And I mean, I don't. I'm like, look. Like, it's almost freaking impossible. Like, I've tried to spreadsheet it, and it's almost impossible. But I have a really good idea of how much I put into this yield farm and how much I made and things like that. So, and again, like I say, I feel like I'm going to just overpay. And I mean, so far there's some pretty big sums. I would rather overpay and just, because otherwise, like, say maybe I spend an extra 4 hours and I save like $500 or $1,000. Well, I'm lazy AF. I'd rather, you know what I'm saying? The year was good enough for me that I'm just like, you know what, government, here's the extra $1,000. I don't feel like spending the five. At a certain point, I'm just like, I tap out, right? All right, that's enough about taxes. Unless you guys have any other questions or anything. Let's hop into the market and see what's happening. I feel like not much has changed. Although I'm looking at Ethereum right now, it's looking pretty freaking good. I'm really feeling like this could be a short stream unless you guys start chiming up and getting me going on something. It's Monday morning. I got a case of the Mondays. I hope you all had a good weekend. Did you guys do anything? I will say to my boy Nigel, I did start watching. This is going to trigger him at first. We smoking indoor, but we outdoor. Let's see. We smoking indoor, but we out. Is that from like a rap song or something? What does that even mean? We're on fire inside. We smoking indoor, but we. All right. I don't know, man. That one's over my head. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, Nigel. So I started watching Spider-Man. No. I started watching Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know, man. I got like 10 minutes in it. 10, 15 minutes in it, and it was just kind of very cheesy, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? And it was getting kind of late, so I forget what I did. I think I just turned on Archer and fell asleep. Colony is my Colony. Yeah, man, I'm getting more and more bullish Colony every day. So anyway, I'm about 10 minutes into the Spider-Man. I don't know. It was getting late. Did I watch something else that night? I think I did. I don't remember. But I mean, my thing as of late is I like watching 1 or 2 episodes of Archer before I go to bed. Man, that show is so freaking funny. And it's not my first. It's probably like my 37th time of going through Archer. And then last night, I was getting the YouTube, man, like, YouTube's my go-to, but just so much war stuff on my feed now. I need to reset my feed or something. And so I started watching it again, and I was just like, oh, I tried watching The Expanse this weekend again too. I got about another episode in. Eventually, hopefully that one will start clicking for me. But I was about another 20, 30 minutes in Spider-Man and I almost turned it off because it was still just kind of dragging on and really weird. And then it started getting kind of good. And then it started getting really good. So I will say, I turned it off because it was getting late again. That movie's too long. It's 2.5 hours long. When I was 40 minutes in, it felt like 40 years, and then it started getting good. But then I'm like an hour and 10 minutes in, and I'm just like, man, what? How long is this? What is this? Titanic? With your not Nick in the house? How you doing? With your crystal airdrop, are you going to be selling it off? I'm going to be using it to kickstart whatever I can on Avalanche. We don't even have it yet, right? Oh, excuse me. I don't even know if we get it till I don't even know, man. It's hard to know what I'm going to do with it, but my plan is to use it to do something on. Well, when you say those Marvel movies feel like 3 hours, this one's 2.5. So it's not a stretch. So I don't know. I got about an hour and 10 in, and it started getting really good. But then it was getting kind of late, and I felt like watching some Archer. So I'll still finish it up. But I will say, I did get to a point where, yeah, I agree. This is the best Spider-Man so far because I really liked. I'm not gonna do any spoilers, though. I'm sure probably everyone's seen it. I really liked how the story was going. And then it kind of started turning for the worse. So we'll have to see how it goes. But so far, it seems like a pretty good movie. It might take me another couple nights to finish it because there's still like a regular movie left, an hour and a half left. And a lot of times the mood doesn't strike me to put something like that on. So I already said Nick in the house, brother. Nick in the house. It's going to drop on DFK after the launch. Man, they need to drop it before the launch, or at least simultaneously, or at the same time. All right, so we got what's going on Bitcoin this weekend. We started getting a little excited. It got over 42,000. And then it was a rug pull, and then it started last night started going down. It was down below 41,000 at one point last night. Oh, okay, Retro. We're a little feisty again this morning. Oh my goodness. All right, so Bitcoin, like I said, it was pushing 42,000, then it was looking like it was going to tank again yesterday. I think that was a good thing. Again, talking about the gap. We don't want no crazy gap up on the futures Monday morning. The stock market's open, so if there were any gaps that were kind of filled, that was probably kind of filled. Bitcoin's looking kind of bullish again. I don't know if Capo has had anything to say about that. I feel like if I click on this, my desktop's going to switch. Yep. Capo has been quiet this morning. Again, I hope he's wrong. Enough about Capo. What's going on in Mars? I thought Mars, I was really looking forward to Mars having some announcements this weekend. I'm really expecting to hear something on the Gen Zero, or not the Gen Zero, their avatar drop. I'm up to about 300 colony right now, so that means I'll be able to buy 10 out the gate. I am Nigel in the house. How you doing, brother? I just got done talking about Spider-Man. You must have been listening. Only reason you're not super hyped for it is because you haven't seen all yeah, that's another thing that kind of I gathered that when he said when Doctor Strange is we've already changed time and brought back a bunch of, so I figured that had to do with Avengers and all that. I don't know. I might go back and watch that. And like I said, I'm enjoying it. I've seen all the Spider-Mans. So I'm I'm trying not to give nothing. So I've seen all the Spider-Mans, every single one of them. And of the superhero movies, that's one of that Deadpool Because I grew up, Spider-Man was my home. Superman and Batman and all that, but I never got too far down the nerd train like you. Either way, I think it's a great movie. I agree. What I've seen so far is the best Spider-Man movie. That being said, those generally aren't it's just not my thing, right? Again, I do love Deadpool though, and I do love Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's more because I love the type of humor in it. It's also a big reason why I like the Peacemaker. I think that I really enjoy that kind of humor. And what's his face? I can't think of his name. I love him. The guy deserves every award on the planet for his acting and comedic chops. He's free. The big yoked wrestler dude on Peacemaker. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. Capo can go eat. What's a hamburger? All right. So Bitcoin's doing pretty good again right now. It's looking like it could push to 42K. There was some news this weekend, or I don't know. I was watching George for a few minutes before the stream. He's talking about how Goldman Sachs bought some options from Galaxy Digital or something. That is kind of big news, I guess. I would have to know more about the trade. Jason in the house. How you doing, brother? Did you collect? I was hoping you would pop in. Did you what is going on with Sunday Swap and the rewards? I still haven't gotten my rewards from drip drops or whatever, and I collected those weeks ago. It's kind of frustrating. I did get into the new yield farm, min swap. So I'm doing my LP over there. I moved it all out of Sunday Swap and I put it into min swap. I'm doing the same thing, Cardano, LQ, the liquid finance. It's only about, I don't know, like $1,200 worth. It's a good yield farm. It seems like a good yield. They have Zap It, so you can single asset zap into an LP. That's pretty cool. A lot like Fox only wives on Harmony One. And then to answer Retro's question last week, my Stella swap was actually, I was a little surprised. I thought it would be down more. I mean, it's down 50%. I put about $1,700 into that. I haven't put it on this computer yet. Anyway, I put $1,700 into that yield farm. The LP was down to about 700 and some. So, and then I'd earned about a couple, $150 in rewards. So I'm down about $800, about 40% in that. They have the Bored Ape token over there, so that soothed my itch. I pulled out of the Glimmer Stella yield farm and put it in, I think, Stella 8. Right? So maybe that becomes a 100% loss. I don't know. Either way, it soothed my itch to have some of that ape coin. Did you ever get your Sunday swap rewards? Yeah, I don't. And then I tried asking in their Discord yesterday on that, and it looks like the rewards are coming out now. The price is dumping, because everyone's getting the rewards and dumping it. But I don't know if they're just starting to come out now, if I'm eventually going to get it. You got the ISO, like the initial ISO rewards off Sunday? Because I never got my rewards. I thought you had to get them from drip drops. I claimed them from drip drops and I never got them. Nimrod in the house. How you doing? Is Holy doing good? You know what's not doing good? Thank you for pointing that out, Rex. My FuzzFi is getting destroyed. I haven't looked at that one for a while. Vera 1367 doing pretty good. Trank not doing, kind of hanging around that 55 to 60 cent level. The Clooney's having a little tiny mini dump right now. What's the Holy doing? It was around 0.000. Yeah, it looks like it's going back down to Browntown. I got those off drips a while back. Never got this So you actually got them though. I never got them. Oh, you know what? I say that. But I have to check. You know what I have to do? And it's going to take forever. Because I have to check my wallet. I was checking my small wallet. I need to check my big wallet. But in order to do that, I have to open Daedalus. So that's going to take 2 days before I can even figure out what's going on there. And I need to buy more RAM. This computer only has 32 gigs of RAM. When I open Daedalus, that takes like half of it. So I think I'm going to up this to 64 gigs of RAM. They getting wrecked so far. Any changes on your gaming metaverse thesis, Diamond Nuts? They thought they were. So you're talking about? Oh, are you talking about? Are you talking about my overall metaverse thesis? Like how I was super bullish metaverse and kind of kind of dollar cost averaging into it. If you're asking about that, yes, my thesis has changed on that. So excellent question. I'm still very bullish on gaming, but when it comes to gaming, it's more like my thesis on yield farms. And it's I follow in the footsteps of the great philosopher Farnswoggle P. Horsetooth. It's better to be early than to be right. So I think there's, Harmony One gaming's paying off, especially if you're early. So I'm going to continue to champ at that bit. I still am very bullish the metaverse, extremely bullish the metaverse. And I think it's good to dabble in it. And I'm bullish to the point where I do think it's going to be the next version. I still think it's going to kind of be the next, but you have to be in the right ones. And I have no idea what that's going to be. And I have no idea if centralized is going to win out over decentralized. I've seen reports that say decentralized metaverse will pull ahead early, but then centralized will pull ahead later. So I do think there's a lot of opportunity in the metaverse. I do think it's a good place to invest some of your portfolio. I'm currently not buying. I stopped buying the sandbox. So I have a small bag of sandbox. I'm still bullish the sandbox, but I'm just, I'm not putting all my eggs into that basket. I'm just this stuff is all high risk, right? You always got to go back to what my core is and my core holdings and my core thesis. So anything beyond my core holdings and my core thesis, I'm like, yes, I'm bullish this like sector, metaverse and gaming, and I'm going to start investing in it. I think it could be huge, but this is a much riskier investment. So it's not like I'm going heavy. I'm just buying some and buying some. And then at the end of the day, I'm very bullish metaverse and very bullish gaming, but picking the right one might be tough, right? So, we got our boy SETI, Chad Knight. He hasn't been waxing on too much about Pavia as of late, but every day we come in and be Pavia, and I'm just like, bro, I've got enough Pavia, right? If Pavia is a success, I'm going to make money, but I'm not, if Pavia is not going to be a success, I've already probably overexposed myself with my regular risk versus reward on something like that. I have like that's not that much compared to my overseas portfolio, but I have like $2,000 or $3,000 in Pavia, and I got some money in Cardania. I don't even pay attention to, if it wasn't for Chad Knight, I'd probably forget I even had Pavia. I have, I don't know, 2 lands. I'm hoping in 4 or 5 years, the thing's blown up and my Pavia land's worth millions. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm definitely still very, very, I think gaming and metaverse are going to be huge. It's just a matter of getting in the right ones or not. The sure money, the sure thing is freaking layer ones. Get into the right layer ones. Have some, and this, again, 70% of my portfolio, somewhere around that, 70-80% of my portfolio is always going to be in what I consider the safe assets. And of that 70%, some of that might be in a little bit riskier, like Harmony One, that I'm, On again, off again love relationship with them. All these gaming projects are doing really well, so I'm expecting it to do really well. But at the same time, they're dealing with these RPC issues for like half a year now, and we're not really seeing any progress. And they're not doing anything to address the validator thing that I'm not too happy about. And we're not really hearing a lot out of that team if we're being honest with ourselves. But so again, my core holdings, Bitcoin, that's the only thing I'm dollar cost averaging into right now. I think that's going to be one of those. And if you disagree, I've been on again, off again with Bitcoin too, thinking it might be better to own Ethereum. I think it's best. I mean, I think it's good to own both. As of right now, I think Bitcoin's the best one to get into because if the market does go into another crazy bull run, it's going to be Bitcoin that's going to lead the charge, and then we'll probably have an altcoin season. For me, that seems like the right move because if I'm not a trader. I don't like trading my Bitcoin to Ethereum and then my Ethereum to Solana. I don't like doing that, especially Eli K in the house. How you doing, brother? Especially when it's short-term capital gains. Now that I'm mostly in long-term capital gains, I'm going to get into some Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dominance gets really high, and I think we're going to go into an alt season and it's near like extreme greed or whatever, now I can kind of like, maybe I'll take some Bitcoin off the table and just keep it in cash and wait for a dump. Or maybe I'll take some Bitcoin off the table and I'll put it into like this layer one that's really starting to move or something like that. So yeah, my thesis is still there. It has changed a bit. It's all about your sizing. So when it comes to that stuff, it's the risk reward is always there. High risk, high reward. But high risk also means most of the time you're going to get your face melted. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah. All right. So I'm glad I just answered my overall. I just read have you tried using your Yori wallet or that makes Daedalus better? I can see how Daedalus is more. Yeah, I've attached my Daedalus to my Yori wallet, but I haven't set Yori up. Or maybe I haven't. Yeah, I have to re-import it back in on this computer. I haven't done that yet. So I was gonna check with Yori. I was already kind of ahead of you, but then I immediately remembered I haven't set up Yori on this computer yet. Have you tried? Oh yeah. All right. So 64 gigs of and now Daedalus takes 32 gigs of RAM. So when I'm running 16 gigs of RAM, and it takes it all up. And I say I only have 32 gigs of RAM, but I do, I'm a network system cloud engineer. I got all kinds of like RAM intensive programs running all the time and sometimes VMs. So you can see right now, Daedalus is using 8 gigs. It's going to continue to go up and my memory's at 89%. My old computer that this just replaced had 64 gigs of RAM and it was in the like 40 and 50 gig use all the time. So I've been kind of half stepping on upgrading my RAM. Probably going to get that ordered this week. I say that, but Google, man, I tell you what, that thing's pretty RAM intensive too. It's using up 7 gigs of RAM. I've seen it get much higher, but look how many freaking tabs I have open. It's insane, right? And then Microsoft Edge. Yeah, bro. I'm a tab hoarder. All right, let's finish. Bitcoin starting to chili dip a little. Come on, baby. Let's get back to 42,000. All right, Harmonyville. Ooh, what's going on in Hville? Hville in the house. Did they have some news this weekend? Oh yeah, the speed shop. I saw that the speed shop was open for business, but when I went to go check it, it didn't look like it was. Let's see. If you participated in the Rocket League, interesting. Adding it like a Rocket League game to this can be pretty big. here's a look at the toolboxes revealed from the speed shop. Now, and this must just be like beta or something. Ah, add some NOS to the Lambo. Interesting. That price is doing pretty good though. What was it? Saturday. I still don't fully understand the tokenomics here. So Saturday, what did I have? HFill earn, HFill to claim. Yeah, Saturday I had like 6 HFill, 7 HFill. I earned 2 per day. So Sunday, Monday should be 12. But so I think it's kind of annoying that I upgrade to get 2 a day, but the other one, it looks like it just goes into a lock balance. So I mean, for the longevity of the game, that might be the move. I don't know. And then I did also talk this weekend about, I still have FOMO on Speedstar. I know Retro's not. Let's see. Mars Colony, like I said, I am up to, I have no idea why this doesn't load. So I got 16, I got 293 plus 16. So 200, we'll say 310 colony. That's enough to buy 10 avatars. My goal is probably to buy 20 avatars when they come out. Not financial advice. I have no idea if those things are going to make me money or not. It's free money, right? It's free money. So I'm going to take a stab at it. It just means I don't put my rewards back into my plots for a couple weeks. And then hopefully the avatars, they are very, a good source of income, or I could sell some for a profit and bootstrap upgrading some of my land pretty quickly. My current plan on Mars Colony, as of right now, is to do the avatar drop, and then finish upgrading all my lands to level 1. And I've done the math on that. Once I start upgrading again, it'll probably take about 2 months, or a little less than 2 months, to get all these up to level 1. And then I'll be making, so 7,222. I'll be making 8 colony a day times 8, 64 colony a day. And at that point, I'm probably going to start cashing out my colony for a while and putting that into Tranquil as USDC or Anchor and earning 20% and building that up to a nice little stash to have a little bit of bootstrap money, and more importantly, just to set aside that money for taxes, right? I don't want there to be, last year I was by the seat of my pants. So I don't want there to be a situation where I potentially made all this money in colony and I don't have money for taxes and the market crash. I mean, technically, if the market crashed and I sold everything before the end of the year, I can, offset any of the gains. But if the market rallies and then at the beginning of the year when it crashes, that's what sucks, right? That's what sucks the most. You could have made like $300,000 in crypto, or be up, you could be up $300,000 in crypto that you'd have to pay taxes on. And then it all crashes and all your like shit's worthless the next year. And so you could sell it for pennies on the dollar, but you still owe those taxes. And then you can only claim a $3,000 loss into the next year. So that's really lame, right? Let's see. Daedalus is a full node wallet, so they are coming out with a light wallet this year, I believe. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. That's why you killed Drib. This dude, that's why you killed Drib. I don't know what that means. Get ready to kill that ram. Oh, killed my drive. I didn't run Daedalus that often. I mean, often enough. That drive was like 5-6 years old. I thought it would last longer, to be honest. I mean, I've done the math on SSD versus spindles. They have certain read write. I wish they would have given me a warning or something. I don't know if it was just a defective or if it did use up all its writes. That being said, I didn't lose much. I hardly lost anything. Most of my stuff now is in OneDrive. My downloads and all my other stuff go to other hard drives anyway. You know, I got my Bitwarden and all that, so that's one of the beauties of the cloud. I mean, trade-offs to everything. You got to you got to protect it, you got to encrypt it, you got to do all that stuff. Plots are up 27x. How are the plots doing? Last time I checked, they were doing pretty insane. $6,900 for a floor price. Technically, let's see. I have one making 6 and all the rest are making 4. So my floor price would be, and I did consider selling a couple, but I'm not going to. Oh my goodness, because I think this thing is going to continue to print money for a while. And like I said, that is my plan. I want to get all my plots. I think earning 60 free colony a day will be pretty good. I think this game has the full backing of the Harmony One team. A lot of people love it. It hasn't died down like a lot of games. It continues to go. The team I really love the tokenomics in this game. So if they come out with some semi-interesting gameplay, this one can really be a banger. We can talk about Defira too. So Defira had their story, story come out. Their manga. I get their mangoes come out this weekend. I guess with mangoes, right? I was kind of skimming through the story, and I got on chapter 2, and I was seriously just laughing. I found it. Now, no offense if you're a super nerd and you really enjoyed the story and you thought it was an amazing story. I'm not making fun of you. Different strokes for different folks, right? So I'm making fun of you a little, but I don't mind if you make fun of me for liking things like football and shit like that. So they dropped the mangoes, yeah. So my floor is 11,450. What did we pay for these? 500? 800? I forget what these 750. I forget what the drop was. I think it was. Oh man, I should have loaded the boat on these. Chad Knight 1962 in the house. How you doing, brother? What was the min on these? Was it 500 or 250 or 300? I seriously don't freaking remember. You couldn't get through it. Yeah, I tried. I actually did get through it. It was a pretty cheesy. I mean, the artwork made me want to. I talk about needing to show my hands. The artwork almost had me pulling my drawers down and getting the lotion, if you know what I'm saying. 250. That's right. So, 11. 450. Where's my divide? Divide by 250. 45x. Is that right? Am I up a 45x on my land? What is the price of Harmony One right now? Some of that purple trank. Don't call it a comeback. Harmony One's 14 cents. Let's see what we got. 11,450 times 0.144. $1,600 times 8. I'm enjoying this game. Times 8. My colony land is worth $12,824. Nice. Freaking nice, man. Yeah, we all should have bought more. Effing Rex, man. Rex is the one that needs to be streaming. That dude's like a freaking Mars colony multimillionaire now. Yeah, Rex. Rex has got to be thinking about quitting his job pretty soon. He has like 40 plots fully upgraded, if I remember correctly. I don't know if he's in profit yet, but he's going to be pretty soon if he's not. And then he's just going to be getting paid. Like that, I'll tell you what, that took some nuts to do that, Rex. Kudos, much respect, mad respect, bro. He's getting freaking paid. What a fully upgraded plot, what does that pay? Like 13 colony a day? I don't even want to do this math. I'm pretty sure he has 40 plots. 40 times 13 times, we'll do the 3. So he's making $1,800 a day. Times, we'll say 30. At current colony prices, he's making $54,000 a month at current colony prices. I don't know how much it costs him to upgrade all of his plots, but I feel like that's going to pay off and he's going to be living large. Rex is up. Yeah, bro. So Rex is getting freaking paid right now. Man, kind of wishing I made the same move. Divided. Let's see how much I could be making a day if I fully upgraded. So fully upgrading would have taken at 30 cents. I don't even want to know how to do the math on that. That would be a pain in the ass. I guess we could figure it out. I think I did it in my spreadsheet, but 8 times 13 times, we'll say 3.5. I'd be making $364 a day, about 10 grand a month times 30. Yeah, 11 grand a month. I feel like I could have upgraded all my plots for like 11 grand, maybe 20 grand. It would have paid it. I mean, you're still in kind of like this danger zone area that if it does crash, any day that it does crash, you might not make that money back. But right now it's looking like it was a really solid, Yeah, he does that on everything though. Like let's see, how's Arb doing? Pretty sure he's fully invested. You can't really upgrade or anything over there. I mean, that thing's taking a hammering. We checked it this weekend and it was at like 4 cents. It was holding up pretty good. So it's gotten hammered since Saturday. I know a fellow with 730 plots. Holy F. I mean, that is a bit scary because that's basically 4%. 730. Let's see. 730 divided by 21. 1, 2, 3. 3.4%. I mean, that's a lot. So if he decides to start dumping, he's a whale, right? And he's probably not the only one. So that is a bit scary that there is going to be like some well pressure or whatever that could be dumping that on you. I know Nimrod had asked last week if Mars Colony would be a good investment. I've said a couple of times, you got to make your own decision, but I didn't hate it. And I believe the plots of land were 4,500 at the end of last week when that question was asked. So yeah, man, this shit's a moving, a body grooving. Arb is migrating to, Farnswoggle, P. Horsetooth in the house. How you doing, brother? Yeah, that's right. Rex did say that. Oh, we know it's, okay, so the price of Aqua is looking pretty good comparatively. So I don't know how that works. Does it automatically migrate to Aqua? So hopefully if you had it ARB at 4 cents, it's still right around 4 cents. I mean, you would know, you have this shit, don't you? Did it migrate to Aqua already? Vera at 1351. What's the price of Jewel? See, I'm out of memory. Aw, snap. Price of Jewel was trying to make a little bit of a comeback. We're about 9 days, I think, till the Avalanche launch. Isn't that the word on the street? Surprise Jewel is still kind of low. Come on, Harmony One. 484, looking pretty good. It was back. It was starting to dip it a little bit. I think like 450. So it's trying to make a little bit of a comeback. Oh, you have to manually migrate. And then the other play, I am still FOMOing on Speedstar. I haven't bought horses yet, but I want to. And I feel like I'm making a mistake by not buying it now, because I'm starting to feel like the market could really, I want this one. Only 2.5 million, no problem. Let me get that right now. How's ApeCoin doing? ApeCoin continues. Oh, ApeCoin's not doing too bad. All right. I was gonna look at Speedstar, because I feel like the market could start booming again. I'm starting to feel like Capo's dead wrong. I hope I'm right, he's wrong. But I feel like the market could start booming again, and I don't know if the floor dollar-wise is going to adjust on these horses. It's not that expensive to buy a horse right now. I mean, obviously it would have been better for me to get it when they were cheap, and I could have had a chance of getting something better than a common. So now, man, look at some of these horses. 100,000, 10,000. Oh, that's for facility. Why would a horse, man, can you imagine? I don't know if there's anything special I should be looking for, but I want to get a male and I want to get a female so that I can breed or be part of breeding. I wonder, like, if this is going to lead down the same road, though, where, like, with DeFi Kingdoms, once other horses start breeding, you would think that's going to cause this market to crash, right? So I don't know. I'm on the fence about this. I do want to get involved because of crime. Let's see these. Like these, that's the thing, man. All right, so $323. And look at this horse. So speed 4 out of 79, stamina 7 out of 69, dexterity 14. All the numbers are horrible. Like, so are these just going to be like I would have to go into this game knowing I'm not going to be like having some freaking Triple Crown horse. I want to be in the low races, but it could still be fun. Oh, wow. No, I've been feeling the bear market for a long time. I've been feeling the bear market sentiment for a long time. I'm still in the I don't freaking know camp. But I feel like I mean, I'm still in the hardcore I don't know camp, but I keep feeling like I do feel like Capo could be right any second. I would say I'm like 51%. We can go into bull mode. 49% we can go in bear mode. Harmony, well, what about them? I don't even know what a bull market. Yeah, I mean, since I've started covering crypto, we have not, and I've discussed this in the past. We have not enjoyed. I don't know, guys. Stop your crying. Unless, all right. So I will say most people did get in it around this time frame for sure, right? So there hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity for this to be like you feel like you're making a lot of money. So out of the last year, there's only been about I'd say about 3 to 4 months where you could have bought in cryptocurrency and you would be up a little. Luckily, most of mine was bought right here. So I do feel for most people right now because most people, it is a bit of a like I could feel why people are giving up and being nervous and being scared. For me, I still have hope, but long term, I think all of this is going to win out. It's just a matter of when that win comes. If is it this year? Is it next year? Is it 2024? I think I do, and I've said this before. I do think the 4-year cycle is mostly over, and we'll have to see. But there's a lot of things that are going to happen. Banks and a lot more liquidity is going to start coming in, and there is going to be a supply crunch. Whenever that happens, I don't know. So this is time in the market definitely beats timing the market. So this is an opportunity. Just keep buying. Right now, I am dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. It is small amounts. It's only a couple. I say only a couple hundred. I mean, to some people that might be their monthly paycheck, but I'm taking about $200 a month buying Bitcoin. I want to invest more. I'm waiting till my taxes are done, but I'm probably going to just continue to do that as it is for right now. And then if it starts going down, like 20, 30, 40, 50%, that's when I'm talking about selling kidneys and, maybe even another cash out refinance, YOLO. Really getting death and really YOLO into it. So you know what? I tell you what, man, I don't want to toot my own horn. One of the reasons I stream is so I have something to watch on YouTube. Bear market is the time to be farming. And yep, I agree. So I feel like we're going to go into a bull market, another bull run. It might consolidate for a while. It might consolidate for another month or two. Meet Kevin thinks, around May. As goofy as that guy is, he's been nailing it pretty hard. So, if he's right about that thesis, I think we're going to have another push here personally. Now, again, I am worried about like blow your top off, then huge crash. So this time around for me, if we do get into like nice new all-time highs in that greed factor, I will be taking profits off the board this time. It sucked not doing that last time, but I did it because I didn't want to take short-term capital gains, and I have faith in this market. Now that I've actually lived through all the stuff I talked about, being able to deal with the volatility, that's one of the toughest things about crypto, hands down. It is freaking hard. It will shake most of you out. It's almost shaken me out a few times, but I diamond nuts it up and I didn't get shaken out. So this time around, there will get to a point where I will take some profits off the board. Again, I'm going to keep 50% plus in, but going forward, I do want to rotate out short or long-term capital gains into extreme greed. And it's more advanced, right? It's a bit more of an advanced strategy. It is a bit riskier strategy. But if you got good discipline, you got good mechanics, you can get to long. So for example, my thought is 100% of my core portfolio of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano specifically are in long-term capital gains now. So if we get to extreme greed again, I can sell 10, 20, 30%, only pay 15% in taxes, set it over on Anchor or something like Anchor, earn 20% on that cash and have a nice big bag for the inevitable big dump, right? Set some aside for taxes and whatever. And then now instead of having 2 Bitcoin, maybe I have 2.2 Bitcoin. And instead of having like 20, I'm just making up arbitrary numbers. Instead of having 20 Ethereum, I now have like 25 Ethereum, right? And then time, 6 months, 8 months later, now I have more Bitcoin, I have more Ethereum, we're at greed again. I can take 20, 30% off the table and do it over and over. And I still got like 40 to 60% of my bag from 2 years ago in long-term capital gains. My most recent flip is now 8 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what's going through my head right now. We'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, I do remember when Harmony was 38 cents. I mean, I could have sold that, but it would have been short-term capital gains. And that is hard. Selling something for short-term capital gains, and I'm in California, so, depending, and I'm reaching like the 37% tax bracket. So, and then you add California on top of that. So I'm doing trades where 50% of my money or 48% of my money has to go to taxes. So I need a 48% pullback just to buy back in and break even. So I need a 48% pullback to pay. That's not edge. That's not you better be a really effing great trader. Now, it's going to be different if you live in Texas or something by about 12%, but that's an edge that's hard to overcome. And you're basically just paying the government, right? And that's an easy situation to get yourself in a lot of trouble with. Let's see. I don't stream. I'm joking, kinda. I rewatch my content and I'm like, God damn, that's some good. That's some good. You know what I'm saying? That's some good advice. I don't give it financial advice, but that's some good guidance. I'm definitely Chad. Look at these dreamy eyes, retro. All right, the ultimate. And it is a bit weird because I'm definitely not vain or self-absorbed or anything like that. But I don't rewatch all my videos, but I do also watch it just to see what I can do to do better. But as I'm watching it, it is good to know. So if it's good enough that I can watch an hour and a half of myself and enjoy it and not turn it off, and then there's got to be at least 20 or 30 other people in the world that, same thing. So Colony is your favorite project. It is. It has the potential to be that for me. Right now it's sitting at 3. Let's see. Cheeseburger, same on Colony. I got to tell you what, Colony's paying like a mofo. It probably should be my favorite project. CA tax is awful. And I heard it doesn't have much support, but they're trying to, and it doesn't surprise me, they're trying to pass a unrealized capital gains tax. If they pass that law, I'm gonna have to leave. There's no way, man. And they would be idiots to pass that law. First of all, it would be political career suicide. And second of all, anyone that was left would move. I mean, you already ran the richest person on the world out of your state. Continue to do stupid shit, California. The richest man in the world that just paid like $10 billion in federal taxes, you ran him out of the state. There's I forget what it's called, but I learned it in my finance classes. But there are formulas that you can run. You keep raising taxes, you make less money because you just push all the tax money out, right? You need to learn how to sweeten the pot. If you lower taxes, people stop leaving the state. More people, you'll make more money. Believe it or not, raising taxes isn't always the effing answer. Friendship dinner with George. Hell yeah, Farnswoggle. Hell yeah, bro. Let's see. I'm not selling Yeah. And I've considered selling my Harmony recently just to have some cash on the side, but it's all short term. All my Cardano's long term, all my Ethereum's long term, and all my I'd say like 98% of all of them. I probably am going to sell 3 Ethereum. I have Ethereum over on Tastyworks. They don't have custody and all that. So I might sell that just to have some quick cash to help pay part of my taxes. We did look at Speedstar. Is there anything else on Harmony One going on right now? I've seen a lot of DeFi mons. There's a new, I think Crime Crypto did a video on it. Evo, you guys know that one? It's very Pokemon-like. So it's not really my thing, but I like a good moneymaker. See, this is what got me FOMOing again into Speedstar. I could have sworn he did something with Evo on Harmony 1 that was a Pokemon-like game. Evo G or something? Yeah. Harmony 1 Evo? I'm not sure. Imagine if Tom didn't answer questions unless you... Well, if I ever got to the point, I can turn on super chats, I think. I never figured any of that out. I can also turn on subs, but I'm too lazy and I don't care. Again, this is more about me hanging out with you guys and it being a moneymaker. But if it ever got to that point, I mean, if I ever, I'm not saying I'm not going to turn on super chats. I mean, if this chat was 2,000 people, I would most definitely I'd turn on super chats and I would answer those questions for sure. But I would still figure out a way to have like private streams or something with you guys. If something, I don't know, I'd figure out something. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be a slave to the YouTube algorithm. I don't want to be a slave to YouTube money. And I don't blame George for doing what he does. You know, more streams, more money. There's nothing wrong with making money. I'm just not greedy like that. To me, now that I have a little bit of money, it's like, you know, I'm not trying to be a billionaire or nothing. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have $1 billion. If I had $1 billion, I wouldn't be working. So I'll give you 5. Yeah, that would be pretty cool too. Like if you guys say, hey, here's a $10 super chat, but you got to go. I would do it. If you guys told me to go buy Titty Coin or whatever. Harmony Blue 8. Let's see. Friendship, diminishing returns. What's Harmony Blue 8? Do I like the 49ers? I don't hate them. And that's saying a lot considering I'm a Chiefs fan. I grew up in Kansas. That's you right there. That's actually Mahomes. So I'm a Chiefs fan. So it makes it real easy for me to hate the Niners because I live in Niner and Raider territory with a little sprinkling of Chargers. But all fans are obnoxious. So I'm surrounded by Giants and Niners and Golden State Warrior fans. Oh my goodness, I was living in hell most of between like 2014 and 2018. So it's easy for me to hate the Niners because of that, but I don't. And I actually am kind of a Niner fan. Like I kind of root for them sometime, but the fans make it easy for me to turn on them. Rams. I'm not a Rams fan at all. I was a Rams fan until they paid for their Super Bowl. But I don't hate the Niners. I've liked, and it's mostly because I've liked a few players over there. Blaine Bortles, Blaine Gabbert. Me and my friend, like we're huge Blaine, just because it's cool to be a Blaine Gabbert fan. So, and I like Kaepernick. I think they did him dirty. And there's a few other players like Debo. I like me some Debo. I love Cooper Kupp. Like, how do you not? I've loved Cooper Kupp long before, even when the Rams were like Super Bowl contenders to being kind of crap. And I also really like what's his face, their quarterback. I love Matt Stafford. The one before that went to Detroit. I'm brain farting on his name. He did this really cool video where he went to a college, kind of like Drew, you know. Now I'm brain farting on him. Uncle Drew, the New Jersey Nets guard that's like one of the best guards. And he's always injured, but he's freaking amazing. How he like dress up old and go to the parks. So he kind of did that for a college football team. You know, he's a tall dude and he went out there and he was just throwing lasers and no one recognized him. It was Goff. Yeah, Goff. So I like Goff. Now I like Goff as a person. I'm not saying it's weird, right? At that level, I think Goff's good enough that it's just a matter of whether or not his development, his coaching, and whether or not they can build a team around him. That's why a lot of great quarterbacks do great, or a lot of great quarterbacks fail. For example, that's going to piss some people off. I think Brady is a great quarterback. He's probably the GOAT, but I would say at least 50% of that comes from the fact that New England and what's his face? You know, the guy that wears a hoodie, the coach, one of the greatest coach, built a great system and a great team, and is one of the greatest coaches of all time around him, and a system that works for him. And then, oh, well, yeah, you say that, but then he goes to Tampa Bay and wins another Super Bowl. Bro, did you see that effing team? Did you see that defense? Did you see that offense? It was this last version of the Rams. Did you see the players on offense? Did you see that defense? Like, I could have quarterbacked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a Super Bowl that year, and I could have Super Bowled. I could have led the Rams to a Super Bowl. Belichick, yeah. So that being said, the AFC this year, especially the AFC West, the Chiefs might not even make the playoffs next year. You got A-Bear over on the Chargers. It's freaking amazing. You got, God damn, I can't think of any. Russell Wilson on the Broncos, what I think is a top 5, top 3, possibly top 1, 2 quarterback. It's the quarterbacks right now are freaking insane. Like, picking the top 5 quarterbacks, it's almost impossible. I mean, you can mix and match Russell Wilson. I'm definitely brain farting hard. The Bills quarterback, that dude's amazing. What's his face from Cincinnati? I can't think of anyone's name. I got too much stuff going into my head. I can't remember everything. Let's see. Tom the GOAT. I am the GOAT, bro. I am the GOAT. Rams own my franchise. What does that mean? I would pay for Super Chat. Are you making Farnswoggle? You're not in Pavia, are you? Or are you just making fun of Chad Knight? Let's see. Some guy spent $500K for Brady's. Yeah, that was pretty funny. What was I watching that on? They were talking about it. It was like, oh, George actually brought that up. Yeah, bro, that sucks. Like, I mean, that was you had to know buying that. So he paid, so what Nigel's talking about is some bro paid $500,000 for Brady's last touchdown football. And now that you had to know that was a huge risk. I would say huge risk, like almost guaranteed that Brady was going to unretire. I honestly thought he was going to unretire and work his way back over to the Niners. But you had to know there was a really good chance Brady was going to unretire, and you were taking a huge gamble. So, that football, George thought it might just be worth like a regular Tom Brady football. I would say it's probably worth more than that just because of the story. It has a good story. This was Tom Brady's last football, and then he unretired. That's worth more than just a regular, like his second to last, touchdown. Yeah, in my opinion. So either way, I would sell that. Hopefully that dude, that dude's probably sitting on a lot of racks. So I would sell that and take the L just so you could, that football's tax loss harvesting at its finest right there. I'm in LA. So if we the champs, baby, you're habitual. We went long. Tom Brady's football should have gone short for sure. We should have done a fuzz bet on that. Is Tom Brady going to retire or not? So Cheeseburger says if he has that money, I honestly don't think he cares either way. He cares. Doesn't matter how much money you have. People that have accumulated wealth, they don't like to lose, right? So he cares a little. He cares a lot less than someone like you or me would care, that's for sure. Holy hell, we had a lot of fun today. It's already 7:41 Monday morning. I do got a case of the Monday blues. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Let's see what's happening in Bitcoin before I do this real quick. We got Bitcoin now down. Now that maybe the cheeseburger's right. You were the one saying you started feeling bearish, right? We'll have to see how this plays out. What's the stock market doing? Oh, not too good. It looked like the stock market was going to try and turn green, but the Nasdaq's now down 122. The S&P's down 8. The Dow Jones is down 160. That's most certainly what's weighing down Bitcoin a little bit right now. Break out that strat, man. I haven't played a guitar in so long, and I was never very good. So maybe someday. F capo. Yeah, F capo for sure. I did do game night what was it, Friday. I'm gonna look to be doing that a little bit more going forward. So I have some ideas going forward what you guys, the guys and gals would like to do as we start doing some game nights and things like that. Hang out and have some fun, win some good times or whatever you would be. Anyway, I will be back 6:30 a.m. PST. Be there or you're in F and Square. Love you all and peace.